Hey, welcome back. Here's one of the last videos of my Sewing 101 series. We're gonna go ahead and turn this long sleeve shirt into a short sleeve. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you some tips, ideas on how to do this. So if you don't have someone help measure you, or you just kind of want to have the same length as like a normal t-shirt, apart from just, measuring yourself how long you want the sleeve, what you could also do, which I've done on other tutorials, use a current piece of your clothing that you really like. What you can do is get one of your favorite shirts, okay? And you're gonna measure, there's gonna be two measurements on this. You're gonna measure from the seam of the sleeve to the end of it. So this is 8 inches. And then of course add in our favorite 1/2 inch seam allowance. So that'll be 9. So we're gonna measure 9 over here. Oh, and excuse me if I'm like sniffling a lot. I woke up the other day with like a head cold out of nowhere. I don't know where the hell I got it, but anyways. And then this bottom little piece where the armpit is, that's 3 inches. It's 3 inches, given our seam allowance 4. So remember, here we're gonna go, if you're gonna follow my measurements, we're gonna go 9 and 4. Of course, you don't have to use mine because that's off of a shirt that I really like, but you could use that or your own favorite shirt measurement. Now I'm going to use my rotary cutter. You can use regular scissors, whatever you have. It doesn't exactly have to be that. But I will say in this instance, let's get some chalk out and measure from up here. Where is it? 9. And it's gonna be about right there. And 4. Let's see. So with our 2 lines, I'm just going to connect them. And if you don't have a rotary cutter, I would suggest with your ruler, just make a line with the chalk or pencil, whatever you're using, so that way you have a straight line to follow. When using a rotary cutter, and believe me, I speak from experience, first of all, they're always gonna have a safety, okay? So that way when people grab it, they're not like cutting themselves. I actually am in need of a replacement wheel or disc, but when it was brand new, I cut a piece of my finger off with this during COVID and I refused to go to the hospital. But anyways, that's a story time for some other time. Yeah, it was very painful. And why? Because I got lazy and I wasn't paying attention. But rule of thumb, you always want to have your non-dominant hand on the ruler to hold it still. And you want to go with a medium to hard pressure. And you never want to go too fast and you don't want to back it up. Because what happened to me when I cut myself, and believe me people, I knew better. I didn't just out of my ignorance. I knew better. I was just in a hurry. I had my hand really close to it and I came and I backed up and it hit the ruler and it jumped and it caught my index finger and it jumped back up. So you never want to go backwards. I always go, and the camera's going to shake because it's on the same table. Sorry. I am doing small itty bitty little like back rolls, but you never want to come all the way back. I'm just kind of rocking it back and forth because the disc is kind of dull at this point. I really need to go buy some. And then always make sure you put your safety back on. But there we go. So let's go ahead and do that to the other side. And then we will go to the machine and I will give you some more tips on this. So right now I have it on a straight stitch. I'm gonna turn the shirt inside out. So we can just do this a little bit easier. If you have a machine that you can take this out, I would highly suggest for this project, since we're doing sleeves, to go ahead and remove it. It just makes your life so much easier. So go ahead and put that under. So what to do here? First, what we're gonna do is we're going to fold this about 1/4 of an inch. If you need to mark this out with your ruler, go ahead. If you've been sewing for a while and you can kind of eyeball what 1/4 of an inch is, then this will be no problem for you. As far as the thread, again, you could use your 100% polyester all-purpose. Again, I will, just as I said in my other video, don't use 100% cotton quilting thread. That will not help you in this situation because we're using, it's like jersey fabric, the t-shirt material. If you're getting skipped stitches, I would highly suggest, I believe I have a ballpoint on this one, get either a jersey needle or a ballpoint needle, and you'll see the difference in how much smoother you'll sew because those needles were made for this kind of fabric. So I'm going to fold. In fact, let's start with the armpit part of it, this little hem part. Let's start here. So again, if you are struggling with what 1/4 of an inch is, go ahead and mark it. If you need to pin it the whole way, do that. So what we're gonna do, once you get that settled, and I can eyeball it, we're going to kind of hold in place our initial fold, and then we're gonna fold again for the full 1/2 inch once we get this down, so that way nothing's opening on us or we're losing control of it. If you saw how it got stuck, it wasn't moving, you can always just give it like a slight tug just to help the feed dogs catch on. If there's a lot of bunching or it's just not behaving, like you're not able to control it with your fingers, kind of like I am, there was some bunching parts, but you can not worry about that because remember, we're gonna fold it one more time, and if something looks ugly, it's gonna get hidden right now with the last fold. But if it's truly just not cooperating with you, like it's just unraveling as you're trying to sew, then yeah, go ahead and pin it. So that's the first pass. If you get like strings caught, just pull them out. Cut your little rat tails here. Okay, now last one. I'm gonna do this on the biggest stitch because I just think that looks cool for the sleeve of these shirts. And now that we kind of have a guide, we have a 1/4 inch, we're just gonna fold it right back on itself, okay? And you can kind of feel, like when you fold it, where that extra piece is. So now, another guide, you can stitch right as a guide for yourself, you'll stitch right back over where you sewed the first stitch for that 1/4 inch fold that we did. You can use that stitch as a guide. Let me just kind of make sure I got, in fact, let me put a little pin right here. Just to help me. Okay, and I'm just gonna go back over my stitch, and then we'll do one more stitch after that. Because if you're able to find a tutorial on twin needle use, I'm not gonna do it in this one, but this is kind of what we're gonna do, like a twin needle type stitch with only one needle, like a faux twin needle look, you know what I mean? So let's do that. And I'll show you what a twin needle looks like because I have one, but my machine, both of my machines just don't tolerate it. I don't know, I've read the manuals. Okay, so I've met where I started. I'm just gonna trim all these little bits. Then to do like this fake twin needle thing I'm talking about, I'm going, oh, let me flip the shirt back out. So we can see on the top where we are. So now I can see where the top stitch is for the sleeve here. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing with our machine. I am going to put the edge of the sleeve aligned with the edge of my foot. And I'm like, I don't know, super off. And then what I'm gonna do to make that fake twin needle look, I'm going to move my needle a little bit to the right. Did you see it move? All machines have a dial button for this. You could go left or right. Some machines, the newer ones, you could go really, really far left or really, really far right. This machine, it takes me to a decent distance either way. So I'm gonna go all the way right. And as I'm sewing this, I am going to keep the edge of my sleeve with the edge of that foot so I can have that perfect distance, and then I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Now, you don't have to do this. I just think it looks really, really nice because that's how t-shirts are sewn. They're sewn with like a twin needle. It's up to you. We go to get to the end of the video and you can see this and say, oh, that's an extra step that I don't want to do, or you can do it. So let's go for it. And just repeat for the other side. This was kind of a quick, well, it was a quick tutorial, but I hope you'll have confidence to turn all those long sleeve shirts into short sleeves. Okay, can you see how it looks? I mean, that looks really nice, I think, when you do it like that. So I'm gonna do the other side and then we'll be done super quick. No longer a long sleeve shirt, it's a short sleeve. So yeah, see, I like the way it looks. Oh look, it's my wedding picture. Okay. Well, I hope that you found this tutorial very helpful, and I will catch you later. Have a cool, good smile. Bye guys. And in case you're wondering, this is what a twin needle looks like. So see, you're just sewing once, but it's gonna get 2 stitches at the same time. Kind of what we did the long way, obviously, because we had 1 needle. I was just trying to show you what we can do with the 1 needle that you can do with this, just sewing it once. So that's what a twin needle looks like.